Lesson 8 is about area. An area is technically the number of square units contained in a figure. And if we wanted a picture of that, we could take the coordinate plane here that we have, we could put a square on top of it, and we could see that within this square there are approximately 3, 6, 9 square units. So our answer would be 9 square units for the area of this square. Now, let's say we had a circle. If we have a circle, you take that circle and put it like this, and you can see that there's some full squares and some half squares. You can see there's about 1, 2, 3, 4 full squares, and the rest of them are approximately half. So we can count them up to figure out the area of that circle that way. Now when we talk about area, we're going to have different types of figures, and sometimes the figures will be made up of more than one shape. So in this one we have 3 rectangles that are put together. We're going to work with those 3 rectangles. We're going to find the area of this rectangle on the right first. We'll call this A1. Then we're going to find the area of the rectangle in the middle. We're going to call this A2. Then we're going to find the area of the rectangle on the left. We'll call it A3. To find the area of the entire figure, we'll add A1, A2, and A3 to find out what we get. Now the area of 1, well, the area of a rectangle is length times width. So we're going to get 9 times 3. So A1 is equal to 9 times 3, which is equal to 27. A2. If we look at A2, well, the length is 8, and the height, well, the height, they don't tell us that. But what we do know is that this piece is 5 vertically, this whole piece is 9 vertically, so 5 plus what is 9? Must be 4. So 8 times 4, that's our length times our width of just A2. 8 times 4 is equal to 32. Now, A3. A3, well, we've got 9 as our length and 4 as our width. So 9 times 4 is equal to 36. Now we need to add them all together to find out what our total area is. 7 plus 2 is 9. 9 plus 6 is 15. Carry the 1. 1 plus 2 is 3, plus 3 more is 6, plus 3 more is 9. We get 95. Now whenever we talk about area, we need a label, and we need a label of 95 square units this time. We don't know if this is in feet, inches, centimeters, yards, or miles, or what unit, so we just call it 95 square units, and we're all done with our first question. Okay, let's find the area of the triangle below. What we need to know is what the area of a triangle is equal to, because it's not, we can't just count the nice square units within it like we could with our square or rectangle. So the area of a triangle is always the same. It's always going to be equal to the base times the height divided by 2. Now the base is what it sits on, so we can see the base here is 3. So it's going to be 3 times the height. The height is always vertical, straight up and down. Okay, straight up and down for the height, so the height is 4. 3 times 4 divided by 2. 3 times 4 is 12. 12 divided by 2 is equal to 6. We need a label, so it's got to be 6 square units, or 6 units to the second power. We can write our answer just like this, and we're all done. Okay, let's look at a circle. If we want to find the area of the circle below, what we know is that the radius is 3 centimeters. Remember, the radius is the distance from the center to the outside of the circle, so this is 3 centimeters. If we want to find the area of this, we know area of a circle is going to be equal to pi times the radius, r, squared. Okay, pi times the radius squared. So in this problem, it's going to be equal to pi, that's 3.14, times the radius of 3 to the second power. Order of operations tell us we do powers first, so 3 squared is 3 times 3, that's 9. So we're going to get 3.14 times 9. And we can go ahead and do that multiplication to find our answer. 9 times 4 is 36. We're going to carry that 3. 9 times 1 is 9, plus 3 more is 12. Carry the 1. 9 times 3 is 27, plus 1 more is 28. So we get 28.26. Decimal point goes 2 spots out of our first factor, none out of our second factor, so it has to go 2 into our quotient. So we get an answer of 28.26. This one's centimeters, so it's got to be centimeters to the second power. 28.26 square centimeters would be our answer for the area of this figure. Okay, let's find the area of our figure below. We have a parallelogram here, 2 pairs of parallel sides. Now this one's tricky, but if we look at this figure like it's just a rectangle that's been shifted to the right, it's all been pushed to the right, we know that a rectangle is just our base times our height, or our length times our width. So in this one, length times width would be 8 times 4, because our width is always straight up and down compared to our length. So 8 times 4 is equal to 32. We're going to get 32 square units. And we've got our answer for our problem here. It looks tricky, but we just need to remember this is a rectangle that's been shifted. So it's just length times width. Our final type of figure today is a trapezoid. Now a trapezoid, 1 pair of parallel sides, okay, the way we're going to do this problem is we're going to cut it into 2 triangles. So if I make a dashed line going across, we can see we have 1 triangle on the top, we'll call that A1. We have 1 triangle on the bottom. Here's a triangle called A2. Now for A1, we know that the area of a triangle is the base times the height divided by 2. And write that out. Base times height divided by 2. So what we have to do is figure out which ones are base and which ones are height for this problem. In this one, the base is the flat part where it sits on, and the base and the height are always perpendicular to each other. So here's the base, and the height would be 4. So it would be 9 times 4 divided by 2. We know 9 times 4 is 36. 36 over 2 is 18. So we've got A1 figured out. This is all equal to A1. Let's do A2 on the right-hand side. A2, the base times the height. The base and the height are always perpendicular to each other, meaning they meet at a 90-degree angle. So the base must be 15, the height must be 4, and we're going to divide it by 2. Now if you had said the base was 4 and the height was 15, that wouldn't make a difference, because 4 times 15 is the same thing as 15 times 4. 15 times 4 is 60. 60 over 2 is equal to 30, so we get an answer of 30. Now A1 plus A2 makes the whole figure. 18 plus 30 is equal to 48, so we have 48 square units. Now this time, if you like, you could write out square units the way you say it, or you could write out units to the second power as we've been doing previously. Both ways will get you full credit. We're going to continue working on area problems more in our lesson practice, page 41 through 42. Make sure you've got your notes completed with those formulas written down. If you have any questions, please write them down and bring them to class, and I'll see you soon.